Well, good morning, Arizona and Minnesota, because we're streaming in two states at once today, and we have an amazing guest for you guys today. His name is Chef Derek Upton. He is a local Arizona chef, and he uses cannabis to infuse meals at private events and parties and catering for couples and all sorts of fun stuff. So I want to get right into this interview with the chef because I know he's busy, has got stuff that he's got to get done today. So let's have Chef Derek come on to the show. Chef, how are you doing?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for being here today with us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about yourself and what you're doing right now in Arizona as far as infused catering and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so a little bit about me. I'm from California, from Fresno, California. I was originally a professional pro studio drummer. I worked for record labels and did some touring and stuff like that. Being Portuguese Italian, I've kind of cooked, pretty much my whole life, and so cooking was a natural thing for me to do, and it led me into becoming a full-time chef. And I've been a big advocate of plant medicine, and using plants, and cannabis is no different than that. Cannabis. I promise you, cannabis, is going to save people's lives. It saved my life. And I started just studying cannabis, studying the effects of it and how it affected the body. And I started learning about the endocannabinoid system and how you can supercharge that through food. And it just made sense to me, being a chef, that cannabis was a part of my message, because it's not about getting high. It's, for me, it's about the healing properties of it. It's about what it can do for the body. And giving an alternative to being on pharmaceuticals, because I was on pharmaceuticals for depression and anxiety and insomnia. And it was, fixing one problem to create another. And so that's really what got me into cannabis, and it got me into, infusing meals and diving into, that world of redefining what cannabis could be, and getting away from the old stigma of what cannabis was. I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that's going to be the go-to cannabis chef for everyone who's interested in doing that in their home. Because, in the world of COVID right now, everyone's had to pivot. Everyone's had to change their lives up and figure things out in a different way. And that's no different for us as chefs. As restaurants shut down, it's created a demand for people that want that experience in their home, both non-medicated and medicated. And so, that's really my focus is bringing the cannabis experience, the food experience, the in-home experience to the people that want it.
No, that's awesome. And I've seen some of your pictures on Instagram and Facebook, some of the dishes that you make. I mean, they look amazing. Tell me about, this week or coming up events. What's some of your favorite dishes to cook for people? And what has your audience been liking? What's the ones that they keep coming back for more?
Well, the awesome thing about the group of people I've been able to cook for recently is that they're adventurers. They like a little bit of adventure in their food. A lot of people love the classics. They love their steak. They love their shrimp. But I've had some amazing response from, like, some Wagyu that I did. I did some Wagyu Toro dish. I did a scallop crudo, which is completely raw in an aguachile. So people are loving that I am breaking the mold and stigma of what cannabis food is. It's not munchies, it's not brownies, it's not lollipops, it's not candies. We're doing full course, 5-course, multi-course meals infused in ways, and bringing about a cannabis in a way that resonates with people. So I think that they're adventurous with the cannabis. They're also being adventurous with the food. Recently, I actually cooked for Rolls-Royce just a couple days ago, and which was an amazing dinner, by the way. and I did this amazing duck dish with carrot ginger puree and a reduction of ponzu with a tempura fried enoki mushroom, and people were floored over it. You know, that very Asian modern feel. That's what they're wanting. They want something new. They're craving it. They just don't know they're craving it yet until you give it to them.
I don't even know how to describe what just happened in my mind. My background a little bit. I was a chef in the Army. I have an extensive culinary background, so you're speaking my language with that duck and all of that stuff that you just mentioned, and adding some cannabis to it. I just don't see a problem with that. I think it would enhance it.
Absolutely.
So talk to me about hemp.com. What's that all about?
So hemp is one of the leading companies in CBG and CBD hemp flower. I'm a snob when it comes to cannabis. Not in a way that it needs to be the best, but it needs to be good medicine, because I believe that good medicine in is good medicine out, right? And Hempco, they reached out to me, and you know, they were like, hey, you know, this is what we're doing with CBG, CBD. We really believe in our product. We'd like you to try it. And they reached out to me, and I was an instant believer from day one. They have some of the best CBG forward cannabis flower that I have ever seen, ever used. It truly is made for people that need it. It's not made just to smoke it. It's specifically grown to help people with medical issues. CBG being one of the leading cannabinoids that fight glaucoma and inflammation, as well as a myriad of other things. But they really know what they're doing. They care about their guests, or they care about their customers, I should say. You know, because when they thought about everything that they did with the cannabis, when they thought about growing it, when they thought about packaging it, it was all about the customer. They put out some really good product. They don't pay me to use their product. I've been such an avid user of their product because I believe in it. Because it really is a killer product to use. It's a killer product to cook with. It really does help me kind of create a ceiling to my anxiety, a ceiling to my depression. It helps me sleep. It just regulates that endocannabinoid system, which governs so much in your body. And they really hit it on the head with their product. They're just amazing.
No, I appreciate that insight, and I'm a huge fan of CBD, CBG products. I personally buy mine from Hempful Farms. I know they're a local company out here that have some great products too, so I'll have to check out HM, see what they're up to in that CBG aspect. So talk to me a little bit more about these other websites that we can find you on, chefworks.com and stargazercastiron.com.
Yeah, so those guys, you know, when I was on the Netflix show last year, when we filmed the Netflix show last year, it came out this April, for Cooked with Cannabis. Chefworks was one of our sponsors on the show, and they had actually reached out to me post production of the show and was like, hey, we really love what you're doing. We'd like to, you know, give you a lifeline and be an ambassador for us. And so I've been repping Chefworks since then, and they really give me a lot of love, man. They show me a lot of love. Not only do they send me aprons and they send me chef coats, but they give me a lot of media presence. They put me out on their website. They put me out on their Instagram and social medias. And then Stargazer Cast Iron, I actually met last year. I was supposed to be a featured chef at the Meckham Auto auctions here, but unfortunately got shut down. But they reached out to me, and they basically the same thing. They're like, hey, we love what you're doing. We see you kind of rising out of Phoenix. We'd love to, you know, hand you out some cast irons to use for your media and TV. And I've fallen in love with it. It's literally some of the best cast irons I've ever used. Especially as a chef, it's built more for a chef rather than just cooking out in the wild. So yeah, these companies, they take care of me. They make sure that I have everything I need, and you know, they're showing love, and I'm trying to show them love, trying to get them seen and get more people to believe in their product, because they put out some of the best products on the market, in my opinion.
No, that's awesome. I'm so happy that more people have found you, and really helped you out get to where you're at. We're so thankful for you coming to this show and just giving us some insight on what you're doing and
Absolutely.
how you're using cannabis is just absolutely amazing. Cannabis saved my life as a personal testimony as well. The same thing
Absolutely.
with all the pharmaceutical pills. After getting out of the military, they had me on 15 pills, and my body couldn't take them anymore.
Absolutely,
So
man.
I switched to cannabis, CBD, small levels of THC for me because I can't deal with that strength of cannabis. It can make me have more anxiety. So I'm very careful, and that's why I asked you earlier. Is like, how do you medicate these dishes to not scare someone away or give someone a bad experience? What's that threshold like? And what are some of your clients asking for when you do dose the medical cannabis with this food?
Well, I mean, every time I do a dinner, I always ask the client, what their tolerance level is, because you have some guys that are weekly smokers, you have guys that are daily smokers or daily users of cannabis, and I don't ever want to have them have a bad experience. And I also make sure that I use CBD in the same time, because CBD will kind of keep a threshold naturally that won't allow them to get too far gone from the meal. Allow them to have an experience of relaxation, be fulfilled with the food, but not have a bad experience where it's too much. But I like to use CBD in accordance with THC to kind of have that nice balance. I also never pair my cannabis dinners with alcohol. I leave that up to the client because alcohol and THC just never really mix in any way, and it's never fun. I also make sure that I'm keeping my dosage between 10 and 20 milligrams per course, because otherwise, if you do 50 milligrams a dish, you're doing 250 milligrams in a sitting, and sometimes for most people, that's just too much at once. So I try to think of it in those terms.
No, and that's something people don't realize in the cannabis community, especially for medical use. And I stress this is there's people that are responsible with how they're medicating. They're taking this as a medicine. For some people that can't smoke, they can't inhale the smoke because, again, let's just be honest, that's probably not the healthiest for your lungs, regardless what smoke's going in. So this edible option and infused meals might be the best solution for some patients to really experience relief of depression, anxiety, pain, inflammation, all of that kind of stuff. So,
well, and
I can't thank you enough for what you're doing for our community.
I appreciate that. And consuming cannabis through the stomach it also hits the body different than it does through the lungs and in the bloodstream. So, you just have to really be careful. I think with that, it's a different ball game than just smoking a joint. You really have to take in accordance of how it's going to be distributed through the body, through the lining of the stomach, and everything like that. But that's what chefs like me are doing. We're paving that way so that it's done right, and that we can redefine our industry and enjoy it in the way that we want to.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Chef. We appreciate you. You're welcome on our show anytime. We'd love to have you back.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I love doing this. I love talking to the people, and I appreciate you for giving me an outlet and a platform to do so.
Awesome. Well, have a great day, Chef.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much.
Hey, guys, you can check Chef Derek out at Instagram at @the_AZ Cannabis Chef, and find him on one of these websites, the Stargazer, castiron.com, chefworks.com, hemp.com, or this other one right here. I'm not even going to try to say this one, but he's got some amazing food for you all to try. Make sure you give him a follow on his Instagram account, and hey, hire him for your next private event if you've got your medical card, or if you don't want a medicated meal. I'm sure his food tastes just amazing without the medicated aspect as well. So I'm sure he's open to those events. Other than that, guys, we appreciate your time today. Thank you for tuning in. If you know someone that'd like to get on our show or wants to advertise with us, have them get in touch with us at azmetronews.com.